Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the August 31st, another month. August 31st, general session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. As a reminder to everyone, this is a public meeting and it's being recorded. For those of you that are calling in, please ensure that you muted your phone line by pressing *6. All right, and we will begin this morning's session with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crowley.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So this morning, we have the privilege and the honor of honoring an invaluable contributor to the Franklin County family. After close to 17 years and following a very commendable career, Director Debbie Williman is retiring from the Recorder's Office as the Director of Document Imaging at the Document Imaging Center. Debbie also served this Board of Commissioners, the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, as our clerk for more than 8 years, from 2005 to 2013. So a big congratulations for your community commitment, and it's a remarkable career. And as we are, all of us here in Franklin County, and the public and the community and all of our residents have been much better off for your service to the public. So we'd like to have you come up so that we can present you with this resolution recognizing your years of service to the residents of Franklin County, and thank you for and congratulate you on your retirement. Well, wait. Hold it a second. We're going to give her all this stuff, but first we're going to give her. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
You're welcome. You deserve it.
The flowers are beautiful. You know, it's really, it's been an honor and a privilege to work. I'm very proud of Franklin. We do a great job. Well,
Thank you.
I would have been up to see you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm sure you will.
Thank you.
thank you.
Debbie was always the first one in my office every time something wasn't right, or every time something was right. But she was always the first one in my office, making sure that things were getting taken care of, that things were on track, or that something needed to be called to attention. And she was just great at what she did, and we appreciate it. We were sad to lose her to the Recorder's Office, and now we're sad that she's retiring, but glad that she's going on to bigger and better things. So thank you, Debbie. All right, so if we could get a motion for the approval of the minutes of the August 24th, 2021 general session, the August 26th, 2021 briefing session, and the August 25th, 2021 administrative briefing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
All right, the coroner.
Resolution number 66221, resolution authorizing a first contract extension to Store Mortuary Transport of Columbus, LLC, for body transportation services in the amount of $400,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kara Cruikshank, Director of Facilities and IT, representing Dr. Anna Hugh Ortiz. This resolution will be to authorize a contract extension with Store Mortuary Transport Columbus for body transport services. The original contract started on September 1 of 2020 under resolution number 0582. This is the first of 4 possible one-year contract extensions to provide body transport for our agency. Store Mortuary Transport has been able to safely provide body transport from scenes and hospitals to our agency. Pending any questions, we are asking approval for this resolution.
Any questions? Seeing none, I move for approval of Resolution 662-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66221 has been adopted.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. On to the Drainage Engineer.
Resolution number 66321, CDM Smith Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer with a drainage improvement study for the Hot Ditch Drainage Improvement Project, Madison Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $114,787.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer and Franklin County Drainage Engineer. Before I move into the presentation, I would like to wish Debbie Williman a happy retirement. Debbie was always very kind to me when I first started attending general sessions on a regular basis, and that was probably back in 2010 or so. So many good memories, and appreciate her hard work for our county and wish her well. Thank you, Deb. Commissioners, this first resolution, as stated, is for a drainage improvement project in the southeast part of the county in Madison Township along Hot Ditch from No Bixby Road to an outlet west of Portman Road. Under our jurisdiction, the drainage engineer has 94 miles of open channels and 147 miles of tile ditches. Many of those tiles were built over 100 years ago with pipes designed to last 50 years. With support from the Board of Commissioners, our stormwater management program has become more proactive and less reactive, which is being noticed and appreciated by our constituents and farming community. However, there is much work to be caught up. Hot Ditch is an existing ditch petition, updated in the 1950s, crosses multiple jurisdictions, and needs to be improved. It was not recently repetitioned, as we've seen for many other watersheds here lately, with approximately 2,500 property owners in the watershed. It simply is not a good candidate for the ditch petition process. Instead, this drainage project is one that we have identified as needing attention sooner rather than later. And I propose that it be a collaborative project, including the City of Columbus. This resolution is for a design contract with CDM Smith, and we use a qualifications-based selection process. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for approval of Resolution 66321.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66321 has been adopted.
All right. Now we have a public hearing. Clerk Hindenlang, if you could please read the public hearing into the record.
Resolution regarding final hearing for establishing, altering, and widening of Ferris Road, County Road number 172 at Walford Street, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
All right. I'd like to open the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who'd like to speak on the public hearing? Cornell, if you'd like to brief the public hearing, that'd be good.
Sure. So this capital improvement project is in the northeast part of the county, in the North Linden area of Columbus and Clinton Township. It is to replace a signalized intersection with a mini roundabout utilizing federal safety funds through the Ohio Department of Transportation. With the resolution that will follow, I'm asking you to approve and sign the right-of-way plan so we can begin the right-of-way acquisition process. And then if not already, I will see that the title sheet is delivered to Clerk Hindenlang for you all to sign.
So is there, seeing that there's no one in the audience that would like to speak on the public hearing, I'll close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record again.
Resolution number 66421, final hearing for establishing, altering, and widening of Ferris Road, County Road number 172 at Walford Street, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
I move for approval of Resolution 664-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66421 has been adopted. Resolution number 66521, report third of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting the Hoover Road 2.04 over tributary of Grant Run, JAC-CR 262-2.04 improvement project, Jackson Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $370.
Commissioners, this bridge replacement project is in the southwest part of the county in Jackson Township along Hoover Road over a tributary of Grant Run. This resolution is the third report for right-of-way acquisition and includes one property. The appraisal was based on fair market value, and we coordinated with the prosecutor's office. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Any questions, comments? Seeing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 665-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66521 has been adopted. Resolution number 66621, report fifth of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting the Elliott Road and Hayden Run Road Drainage Improvement Project, Brown Township and Washington Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $300.
Commissioners, this drainage improvement is in the northwest part of the county in Brown Township and Washington Township, along Elliott Road and along Hayden Run Road. The project will reconstruct Joseph Carr Ditch by repairing and replacing drainage tile, some of which is 100 years old. It will also upgrade roadway drainage with regraded roadside ditches and new roadway drainage crossings. This resolution is the fifth report for right-of-way acquisition and includes one property. Again, the appraisal was based on fair market value, and we coordinated with the prosecutor's office. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any comments or questions? Seeing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 6621.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66621 has been adopted. Resolution number 66721, IBI Group Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer with general engineering services, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $100,000.
This resolution is a design contract with IBI Group for general engineering services. The first task order is to assist with roadway drainage concerns in Jackson Township along Boar Road. IBI Group is a firm that we have worked with many times before. We utilize the qualifications-based selection process for this recommendation, and pending any questions, I request your approval.
Any comments or questions? Seeing none, I move for approval of Resolution 66721.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66721 has been adopted. Resolution number 66821, Evans, Meckwert, Hamilton, and Tilton Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer with general engineering services for drainage improvements and watershed studies, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $226,041.
This resolution is a design contract with EMH&T for a watershed study in Prairie Township along Brenner Ditch, a watershed study in Franklin Township along Woodrow Ditch, and a roadway drainage improvement in Plain Township along Babbitt Road north of Morse Road. EMH&T is a local engineering firm. We utilize the qualifications-based selection process for this recommendation, and I respectfully request your approval of this resolution. And if okay with you, Commissioner O'Grady, after you all vote, could I provide a quick update on our Board Road Emergency Bridge project?
Great.
Any comments or questions? Seeing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 66821.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66821 has been adopted.
All right. Engineer Robertson.
Thank you, Commissioner O'Grady. The Board Road Emergency Bridge project is going very well, even though there has been some rain lately. Our crews have set the new structure, backfilled it, and have been placing asphalt base and reconnecting drainage tiles. We still have to place the surface asphalt as well as seeding and mulching. We may be able to reopen Boar Road this Friday ahead of Labor Day weekend. If not, we should have it reopened by the middle of next week. We plan to have a project completion ceremony on September 17th at 2 p.m. I invite you all to attend if available, and I'll keep you posted. Thank you.
Thank you. Good work.
Thank you.
All right, economic development.
Have a great day.
You
All right,
too.
you too. Economic development and planning.
Resolution number 66921, resolution approving the termination and release of a land use restriction agreement for Hamilton Creek Housing Project.
Morning, Commissioners. Mark Paxton. I'd certainly like to pass along my best wishes to Debbie as well. On February 1st, 1994, the Franklin County Board of Commissioners approved a multifamily housing economic development revenue bond for the Hamilton Creek Housing Project by way of Resolution 16494. This resolution requests the Board of Commissioners execute a notice of termination and release a land use restriction agreement pertaining to the Hamilton Creek Apartments. The bonds for the project have been redeemed. This request is party to the pending sale of property and releases the Hamilton LLC from the chain title to the property. As President of the Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Boyce has authority to sign the release on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, and pending any questions, I respectfully request approval of this release.
Any comments or questions? Seeing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 66921.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 66921 has been adopted.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 67021, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Franklin County Children's Services to operate the Kinship Caregiver Program.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. The Kinship Caregiver Program was originally created as a part of the 2018-19 state budget and intended to provide kinship caregivers with relief in child care functioning. The program operates under our county's Prevention, Retention, and Contingency Plan, but direct services are administered by Franklin County Children's Services. Because Job and Family Services and Children's Services functions are not combined in Franklin County, an agreement is required in order for FCCS to accept the funds allocated to administer the program. In essence, our agency serves as a pass-through for the state funds and works with Franklin County Children's Services to ensure compliance with ODJFS policy and the Ohio Revised Code regulations. The memorandum of understanding outlines and specifies the coordination of program services, participant eligibility determination, and payments for allowable programmatic costs. The time period for this MOU is July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023, and the resolution also authorizes the director to enter into any future amendments. We have Rachel Breckenridge, Director of Permanency for Franklin County Children's Services, with us this morning and available to speak a bit more about the program services. Thank you for joining us, Rachel.
Good morning. On behalf of Franklin County Children's Services, I'd just like to report that we have seen that the Kinship Caregiver Program offers a great support to our kinship caregivers in Franklin County. The previous grant cycle, which we just completed June 30th, we were able to process and approve over 900 plus applications to kinship caregivers. The primary application type or applicant type would be our grandparents caring for grandchildren placed in their home. One of the primary reimbursements we received were for housing, for rent, mortgage, tax payments, also payment for utilities, and also we see payments or reimbursements for housing items, clothing, furniture for kids, and reimbursement for groceries. We do see a continued need to support the program. We also have completed 2 previous grant cycles prior to this last one in which we exceeded that budget. Our caregivers are definitely appreciative of the support that this program offers. And also, because we're Franklin County Children's Services and it comes through our program, we are able to offer other resources outside of the grant program to kinship caregivers in Franklin County Children's Services.
Commissioners, pending any questions, we request your approval. And I apologize, Raquel, for mispronouncing your name.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
If there are no comments or questions, I move for the approval of Resolution 67021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 67021 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 67121, resolution approving a COVID-19 recovery grant agreement with Impact Community Action for the Family Housing Stability Navigator Pilot Program in the amount of $342,301.68.
Commissioners, before
I
I
am
go,
go-
oh, go ahead, Vivian.
say I was going to turn this over to Deputy County Administrator Bivens.
Okay, so thank you, Vivian. Before I go into the resolution, Commissioners, I would like to remind you, as well as the public, why we are moving the way we're moving as it relates to this particular resolution. 2 years ago, you charged me to develop a universal blueprint for this community that all of our community partners, all of our and stakeholders would read from and move from and operate from as it relates to poverty navigation in this community. We went out and had over 200 conversations with residents. We went to homeless camps, we went into the jail system, we spoke to seniors, we spoke to grandparents, we spoke to new American citizens, and we asked them 3 basic questions. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? And what do we need to do to move you up the economic mobility ladder? In those conversations, you know that we fleshed those conversations out. There were 5 common themes, racism being one of them, but also the residents in Franklin County felt like our programs are so siloed that it becomes very cumbersome for them to have access to things. Meaning, if I interface with Job and Family Services for one thing, then I have to go to Children's Services for another thing, or Child Support for another thing. And since we're all county united, why is it that we have to do that when we can get our one thing from that particular entity? So as I read this resolution, one of the things we wanted to do innovatively, as you know, one of our community partners, Impact, one of the things they do well is with the HEAT program, as well as they've taken on a very large task this year in assisting residents with COVID alleviation as it relates to rental assistance to mitigate eviction. When we looked at that, what we understood was if families are coming to Impact for HEAP assistance or even eviction assistance, then there's another question I'm sure that they're asking: where can I find assistance in even finding housing? So one of the things we did in looking at our poverty blueprint plan and going in with that and understanding that people want multiple things at one interface. So I'm going to read this resolution, and I'm pleased to say, I think Bo is on the line, but I heard his plane was running late, so I was trying to give him some time as well. The Family Housing Stability Navigator Program pilot is a partnership with Impact Community Action, Columbus City Schools, Columbus State, that will seek to equip young people and their families with the tools and skills necessary for long-term household and financial stability. The pilot will take a multi-generational approach focusing on some of the most vulnerable families, foster youth, families with chronic housing instability, parents with substance abuse issues, low-income teen parents, and communities in our county. Families will be connected with resources through Impact in Franklin County, as well as specialized training from the Columbus City Schools and Columbus State include personal and professional skill development, life development, financial management, career pathways, and a variety of in-demand occupations in entrepreneurship. Upon the completion of the training, participants will participate in additional courses to promote wealth building. This resolution will provide funding to support the 1 year of this 3-year pilot program with the recovery plan dollars. I will make mention, I believe last Thursday, it was stated in the initial resolution, it was 1 year. That has been corrected and signed by our county prosecutor, as well as Bill Chilton, as well as our other entities. That is extended to a 3-year pilot program. It was initially intended to be a 3-year pilot program. In addition to assessing the efficacy of the program in this first year, the Housing Stability Navigator team will also develop a funding strategy and identify funding resources beyond the federal ARP dollars to ensure sustainability throughout the pilot period and hopefully into a long-term implementation. This pilot program aligns with our, again, Rise Together Poverty Blueprint Plan with goal number 6, which states enabling more families at a near poverty to afford quality housing and reducing percentages of housing costs burdened by families. I am pleased to say that we will be sending off one of our own, Mr. Christopher Honeycutt, who will be overseeing this pilot program for the Impact Community Action Group
And we are sad to see him go, but I believe if we did our job right, he was trained to go into another room and solve another big problem. So Christopher is with us today, as well as I believe Bo is with us today from Community Action, if you should have any questions.
So I have a question. So it's a 3-year pilot program. Is there the opportunity to extend after that, or it's just gonna be a 3-year
It's
pilot?
based on the decision of the commissioners. If they decided they want three additional years, and based on your decisions, commissioners, then we will extend beyond the 3 years. But it's
Okay.
renewable.
Okay.
Commissioner O'Grady. Yeah, question.
Please.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. In the amended agreement that has been distributed that's not in CRMS, the sub-award, period on page 1B has, been amended to allow for an extension of up to 24 months under the same terms and conditions.
Okay.
And also, if I can make mention,
And the
Commissioner.
resolution also makes reference to the additional 24 months under
Yes.
the same terms and conditions.
Yes, it does. I apologize. I made Dean brief me on that before, and I completely forgot. But I also want to make mention, because I think there was a question as it relates to the neighborhoods. When we look at our poverty blueprint plan, we are focusing on those neighborhoods identified in our poverty blueprint plan based on the data that we will receive from the Kerwin Institute as well as other database institutions that gave us our information.
Bo, we've been doing a lot of good work with you over the last number of years. Is there anything you want to add?
I don't know if he,
Good morning, Commissioners O'Grady and Commissioner Crawley. I want to thank Job and Family Services for their partnership. Apologize to you for any background noise. I'm coming to you live from the Boston airport here for a conference. But we're really excited to be in partnership, and it is much needed. As you know, we've had a serious challenge in our community with making sure that we keep people safe in their homes. We've been in partnership with JFS and the PRC program. Collectively, we have kept 15,000 households in their homes and distributed over $35 million over the past 13 months. What we're seeing now with the eviction moratorium coming to an end is that there is been an uptick in displacement. We're putting a few more people in the extended stay hotels as temporary housing and looking for permanent housing. One of the great things that has come out of this is that we've built some really strong partnerships with landlords and property managers. But what is needed now is to help people actually navigate this housing and the lack of affordable housing. And so funding these positions are critically important to keeping people safe and keeping people safely housed. And so I thank you for your partnership in this. We look forward to working with Chris. It seems like a natural evolution of building a systems approach to eviction prevention as we try and build more affordable housing in Franklin County and help people navigate to the existing affordable housing.
Thanks,
And I'll answer any questions you have.
Thanks, Bo.
Commissioner, if I may, as the publicly noticed and published subaward agreement is incorrect, upon your motion, it will need to be referenced that the updated subaward agreement reflecting the 24-month extension period would be approved with your motion.
And Commissioners, I just want to make mention, in speaking to Mr. Honeycutt and Bo, one of the things they have planned for this, which I think is phenomenal, is developing a curriculum for young people while they're in school and teaching them about home ownership and rentership, which I think that's a phenomenal idea, because many times as a young person, there's an adult or someone who thinks about that for you unless you are homeless. But if we infuse those ideas prior to them having those type of responsibilities, then maybe we could, mitigate some things downstream and upstream going forward generationally.
We're going to help you with the motion. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so the motion should read that it's a motion for approval of resolution number 0671-21 to include the copy of the contract provided to you on 31, 2001.
2021.
2021.
We don't want to include a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old amendment.
Thank you, Counselor.
Okay, if there are no further comments or questions, I move for the approval of Resolution 67121 to include the copy of the updated contract provided on August 31st, 2021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 67121 has been adopted as amended. Thank you, Commissioners.
Especially since neither one of us was a commissioner in 2001. All right, let's move on to Justice Policy and Program.
Resolution number 67221, resolution authorizing a contract with the University of Cincinnati for training services through the fiscal year 2019 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $19,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Anderson, Chief Operating Officer with the Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Commissioners, our office, in collaboration with multiple other criminal justice practitioner agencies, including the CVCF, the Municipal Court Probation, Social Services with the Sheriff's Office, Alvis, Maryhaven, and Community for New Directions, have adopted the University of Cincinnati's Cognitive Behavioral Treatment Curriculum, which is considered evidence-based and is flexible enough to be used in a jail setting where length of stay definitely varies. With all these partners agreeing to use a consistent curriculum, we are better able to ensure continuity of care from pre-release to post-release. This contract requests your approval to enter into a contract with the University of Cincinnati for $19,000 for facilitator training for up to 18 participants. It is our plan to host the training in mid to late November 2021. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this contract.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 67221.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 67221 has been adopted.
Great. All right, thank you. Let's move on to Sanitary Engineer.
Resolution number 67321, resolution authorizing an agreement between the Board of Commissioners and property owners for financial assistance with sanitary sewer connections in the Moneyback and Brown Road East Services Area, Round 1 additional.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Ryan Stowe with Sanitary Engineer. In its ongoing effort to bring those citizens in our service area into compliance, the Sanitary Engineer offers full financial assistance for connection to the sanitary sewer to those who apply and meet the requirements of the program. In our first round, we connected 70 property owners within Moneyback and Brown Road East areas whose agreements were approved by the Board of Commissioners via resolution number 815-20. One additional property from round 1 has been connected by Groundworks Ohio LLC, bringing total connected in this round to 71. The loan to the approved property owner in the form of a lien upon the property is payable according to the terms and conditions of the promissory note and mortgage between the property owner and Franklin County. The Sanitary Engineer is requesting the approval of the agreement between the homeowner of 1059 Hart Road and the Board of Commissioners. In addition, this resolution requests the County Administrator sign and execute the agreement on behalf of the Board of Commissioners. Pending any questions or comments, I request the passage of this resolution.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 67321.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 67321 has been adopted. Resolution number 67421, resolution authorizing an agreement between the Board of Commissioners and property owners for financial assistance with sanitary sewer connections and the Moneyback and Brown Road East Service Areas, Round 2, emergency.
For this resolution, Commissioners, very similar to the one before. In November of 2017, project known as Moneyback and Brown Road East Sewer Rectification Completion Effort was completed. In a letter dated November 20th, 2017, residents in the Moneyback and Brown Road East service areas were notified that connection to the newly completed sanitary sewer was required by the end of 2019, and that full financial assistance was available to those property owners who qualify. Applications for round 2 of the financial assistance were due by March 17, 2019. Of the 78 applications received, 40 property owners were found to meet all program requirements and were approved for assistance. Of those 40, 4 were determined to have failing on-site septic systems that were in need of immediate connection to the sanitary sewer. The 4 properties were connected as emergencies, with the work being performed by Pritchett Enterprises LLC and Groundworks Ohio LLC. Funding for these connections was provided by a combination of the $5 million provided to the Department of Sanitary Engineering and the Community Block Development Grant Program managed by Economic Development and Planning. The loans to the approved property owners in the form of a lien upon the property are payable according to the terms and conditions of the promissory note and mortgage between the property owner and Franklin County. The sanitary engineer is requesting approval of the agreement between the 4 homeowners and the Board of Commissioners. In addition, this resolution requests that the county administrator sign and execute the agreement on behalf of the Board of Commissioners. Pending any questions or comments, I request the passage of this resolution.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 674-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 674-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 675-21, resolution authorizing an agreement between the Department of Sanitary Engineering and property owners for financial assistance with sanitary sewer connections.
In June of this year, it was discovered that 2195 Ferris Road had a septic tank that was actively discharging to the storm sewer, even though sanitary sewer had been accessible to the property since 1949. Per Ohio Revised Code 6117.012, the Board of Commissioners can require a property owner to disconnect non-stormwater flows from a storm sewer and direct them into the sanitary sewer. The owner applied for financial assistance from the county and was found to meet all water quality program partnership requirements and was approved for assistance by the sanitary engineer. The connection to the sanitary sewer was completed by Harris Handyman on February 26th of this year, and the septic system was abandoned. Funding for this connection was provided by a combination of the $5 million provided to the Department of Sanitary Engineering and the Community Block Development Grant Program managed by Economic Development and Planning. The loan to the approved property owner in the form of a lien upon the property is payable according to the terms and conditions of the promissory note and mortgage between the property owner and Franklin County. The sanitary engineer is requesting the approval of the agreement between the homeowner and the Board of Commissioners. In addition, this resolution requests the county administrator sign and execute the agreements on behalf of the Board of Commissioners. If you have any questions or comments, I request the passage of this resolution.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I move for the approval of Resolution 675-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 675-21 has been adopted.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ryan. On to Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 676-21, resolution authorizing execution of a parking rental agreement with OSERS Broad Street LLC for leased parking spaces in support of the operation of county agencies located at Memorial Hall in the amount of $54,600.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director of Public Facilities Management. This resolution renews our parking rental agreement for spaces in the OSERS parking garage adjacent to Memorial Hall. Rental of the spaces ensures we have adequate parking for building residents and visitors utilizing the services of county agencies in Memorial Hall, located at 280 East Broad Street. No increase in the rental charge is requested in the renewal of this agreement of 1 additional year. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
Any questions? Hearing none, I move for approval of Resolution 676-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 676-21 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darla. Purchasing.
Resolution number 677-21, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $740,745.12.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tracy Matthew, Assistant Director of Purchasing. Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 92 purchase orders for which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding. We have for your consideration 11 out of 25 eligible POs presented for award to 9 women business enterprises and 2 minority business enterprises, totaling $96,293.55. which equates to 44% of the eligible PO volume and 39% of the eligible PO dollar value. The following agencies are increasing supplier diversity of goods and services within Franklin County: PFM, Court of Common Pleas, Clerk of Court, Sheriff, and Engineer. Pending any questions, Commissioners, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, I move for approval of Resolution 67721.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 67721 has been adopted.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. The Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 67821, resolution expressing support for the people of Afghanistan and the possible resettlement of Afghan refugees in Central Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tyler Lowry, Director of Public Affairs. As you know, we have a large and vibrant immigrant and refugee community here in Central Ohio. It's made up of about 200,000 people, which is about 9% of our population, but 11% of our workforce and 12% of our business owners. It's a group that pays more than $2 billion in taxes each year and adds more than $15 billion to our annual GDP. As you also know, there are a number of Afghan partners who have fought alongside NATO troops in Afghanistan in the years since September 11th. They and their families are now in grave danger due to the brutal and oppressive regime that's in charge of that country now. So we expect there'll be a number of Afghan refugees coming to the United States in the coming months. And this resolution just expresses your support for the possibility of resettling some of those new Americans here in Central Ohio.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. I just want to say, as the resolution reads, and as you just clearly stated, that we are a community that's welcoming, that's inclusive, and would love to be a place where Afghans or any new Americans coming to this country feel like they could come and live, work, and raise a family. Obviously, we know that there is a crisis situation over there, and that they are under an oppressive regime, and we just want to continue to make sure that we express to the residents, our neighbors here in Franklin County, that, again, we are always, every resident every day, and always welcoming new ones to call Franklin County home. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Commissioner Crowley. Yeah, Commissioner Crowley and I just felt compelled to make sure that we once again stated that Franklin County is a very welcoming community and has been for quite some time. So we felt this was another necessary step and another necessary time to make this statement.
For sure.
So with that, if there are no additional comments or questions, I move for the approval of Resolution 67821.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 67821 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thanks, Tyler. Clerk Hidden Lang, do we have any journalizations?
We have one, Commissioner, and if you'll bear with me for just a moment, I'll try to get through this as expeditiously as possible. On May 18th of this year, you adopted resolution number 36521, which approved $600,000 to Touchstone Field Place Apartments project, which is a 56-unit, one-bedroom apartment complex on Lockbourne Road. You subsequently adopted resolution 57421 on July 27th of this year, which executed various documents in support of the previously approved resolution. It was noted by the developer that in Exhibit A, which was submitted by the contractor with resolution 57421, that a error appeared within the exhibit, which does not in any way impact the county's commitment. However, it was substantive in nature, and in discussing this with the prosecutor's office, it was decided that it was best to bring this forward for the commissioner's acknowledgement that in Exhibit A, it was originally filed that the construction loan secured by mortgage from the Huntington National Bank for no more than $3,810,000 for 24 months should have read that the construction loan agreement was for no more than $4,335,000 for 24 months. Again, this in no way impacts the county's overall financial commitment, and this notation is clearly for clarification purposes so that I can update Resolution 57421 for the record. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, if there's no other business. That concludes our business for today. Unless there's media on the line that would like to ask any questions of the commissioners.
None for me this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kovac. All right,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you.
Thank you.